Hello, I'm Matt Guff from thehouse.com, and this is a 2020 Ride Rodeo Snowboard binding. The Ride Rodeo, everyone knows what this thing is, or should. This is an all-mountain freestyle piece from Ride that keeps your feet strapped onto your board. It's for beginner to advanced level riders. That's actually a really great piece. It's kind of been a staple within the line. You know, every brand kind of has that one binding that just kind of holds the fort down. It's a workhorse. This, I would say, is the one for Ride, but it's a little bit on that softer end of the scale. It's about a medium flex, but about a 4, not a 5 or a 6. It does feature the Infinity style chassis, so it's kind of a big step up from what you'll find in bindings like the Revolt in terms of kind of like response. The the Rodeo's Infinity chassis is adjustable too, which is great because you can move this whole heel loop out. So if your feet grow, you get bigger boots, and you need just kind of a more customized fit, you can do that with the Rodeo. And that's kind of a great thing about the entire binding, is that there's a lot of customization and adjustability in both straps, the high back, and of course that footbed. The footbed is EVA, and of course it absorbs a lot of impact and shock. It's actually canted just a touch, which is nice to help you to align your ankles, your knees, and your hips for a more comfortable ride for a longer period of time. Now, Ride says that it provides more pop for high ollies. I don't know if that's necessarily the case, but what I do know about the Rodeo's footbed is that it's ultra thick and it does absorb a lot of shock. So if you're a freestyle rider or a rider who likes a lot of like a damp ride, the Rodeos definitely provide that. And also underneath your foot is a very minimal style underfoot bushing. It doesn't Ride really doesn't like kind of promote that a lot, but it is something to note that it does a good job also at keeping your bindings in place if your bolts get kind of loose. It kind of has like this, not an adhesive, but it kind of has a little stickiness to it. Also, the Infinity chassis has a bit of a roll as well on those transition periods from the sidewall to the base that allow for the binding not to crease the board as much as it would if it had a very sharp perpendicular style edge. Then there's the straps. This is a stitch style ankle strap. It's asymmetrical. It's a little bit more thin on the medial side than it is on the lateral side, closest to the nose and the tail. It does have a double internal style spine, EVA style padding, but it does provide a lot of support over the top of that nose and that tail, quite a bit more than what you find in some other bindings. And then there's that toe strap. This is the Thin Grip Max. Now this one is a little bit more upgraded. It has a more security, I feel, when I ride it. It kind of keeps my toes in place. It doesn't allow my toes to like move up very much. Now you can use it in 2 positions because it's a convertible style strap. You can wear it on top of your foot, like old school style, or wear it across the front of your toes. But with this webbing, it actually grips really well. And then on the internal side, there's some webbing or some additional lines that help it to grip. Now, some bindings that feature like a harder mold injected style plastic tend to slip a little bit. That's definitely not the case with what you find in the Thin Grip. The high back is always one that kind of like stands out within the Rodeo. It's fairly plain and simple, but they do some nice little touches to it. The colorways, of course, that Ride branding across the backside. This is a urethane nylon style composite, so it's going to be just a touch stiffer than what you find in the slime back and some of the other really freestyle oriented bindings from Ride. Another great thing about this high back too is you can adjust the angle to match your heel side edge to give a full range of motion if you like that over the top of the nose and the tail. And then of course, there's this thing. This is a micro style disc. It has a very small imprint on the board, of course. It's compatible with 2x4 and channel system mounting patterns. Pretty much all modern day boards are going to feature 2x4 or 4x4 in like, kind of like the high end level. This is a great piece. This is called the Rodeo again from Ride Snowboards for the 2020 season. Great piece again, kind of workhorse of the lineup, can't go wrong, awesome price point. Of course, you can check it out at thehouse.com and selecting the link below in the description. Leave a comment or question, let me know what you think. Subscribe to the channel there, check out more vids there, and hopefully I'll see you guys on snow. Peace.